Yeah. We are live.
Yes, sir.
Hello, everybody. It is 7:02 or 7:03, I guess, depending on people's time. Welcome to another episode of TATT Talks. It's getting hot here in Texas, and I'm seated in the studio of our guest, Benj Kinenga.
Yes.
Kinenga. So we're going to get into that. We're going to give a few moments for people to jump on. Normally we have this again on Thursday, but Benj's schedule just didn't work out, and I really wanted to bring him on. And so if I didn't bring him on, it would just be difficult to get him on later. And so we just move it to Saturday. I know it's the weekend and people have just celebrated Independence Day. So happy belated Independence Day in the US. And so we're going to take this opportunity to jump into this conversation. As you enter, please, if you have any questions, post them right away. We are going to make sure, give us 1 second here. We want to make sure we put this in our, see, African Think Tank. If you go there, we can share that with individuals. So please share. Say we are live. Join us. All right. I'll just share that. Great. We have one person on. Thank you for being on. We want to get off this Instagram. Please, if you have any questions, please join us in that. Again, thank you for being here. We're going to jump right into it because I'm really excited about this conversation. I'm excited. Again, I say that I'm excited about all my conversations, but really knowing the significance of each person I talk to, and what they contribute and the things that the story that makes them who they are. And Benj is a very powerful story. He's been part of the think tank. He was one of the panel, came on as a panel discussion, one of our panel discussions.
Yes.
Shared a little bit about that. He's in I would say it's a pretty unique field of painting in Africa. There's a lot of, music is well known, but the arts, whether it's clay or painting, that's still trying to find its way into the mainstream. But African art is very beautiful, and some of the challenges that Benj has gone through. And Benj is from Congo. Comme ça, nous allons aussi parler en français.
Congo with K.
Congo with K.
K.
With K.
Yes.
Congo with Congo Kinshasa.
Yes.
And so, il va aussi s'exprimer en français. Moi, je pense qu'il y a certaines choses, quand vous parlez de ça, il faut s'exprimer en français parce que là, vous avez le mot à chercher. Aussi, nos spectateurs ne sont pas seulement des anglophones, mais aussi des francophones.
Bien sûr.
Et je pense que quand j'ai l'occasion à parler avec quelqu'un en français, ça m'aide aussi. Et ça va, on va avancer aussi avec le français.
Ouais,
so I was just sharing that we're going to do French English in this one. All of the people watching us are not always English speakers, but French speakers in Africa, and there's one or two, I think two other national languages. Unfortunately, I don't speak those, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I think some of the things that he shares, I want him to share that in French, and he can translate as much of it in English, because the essence of what he does as a painter is mixed with the philosophy. He's a very philosophical thinking individual. So I'm going to shut up here soon so he can speak more. But I like this that he has here. If you can read it. I not only paint a person, I also paint the personality. Right? I love that quote. So when he's painting, he's telling the story. So this is one of his paintings back here. He'll tell the story behind that. And we have a couple of others paintings and what he's going to be doing there, because man, he just has so many great ideas and wants to bring African culture and history and thinking through painting. And so he's going to be able to do that. So I've spoken enough And so we want to give him all the time because he is the subject matter that we're on. Please, again, share this link, ask questions. If you are asking him in French, ask him in French. If you're overseas, not everybody's in the United States, please engage with us in this. We are actually in the studio, which is his garage. So if I get an opportunity, we'll turn it around at the end so people can see your studio. But that's how passionate he's about this, is that he turned his garage into a studio until he's able to come up and build this into something where you could have a studio. So if you're an artist, please jump on. And I'm just, bon, mon frère.
Okay.
Ça va? Benj.
Okay.
Nous sommes là. D'abord, il faut se présenter.
Oui.
Tu peux faire ça en anglais ou en français, ça dépend de vous.
Les deux.
Les deux.
Oui.
On va parler d'abord un peu de ta vie au Congo.
Ouais.
Vous étiez né où? Un peu de ta famille, tes intérêts, vos intérêts quand vous étiez un enfant. Il faut nous parler un peu de ça. So just talk to us about your family, about Congo, about life there before here. Hey guys, we're just waiting. We want people to come. They see what we're doing. This is why I love this.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna eat. His wife's making fufu.
Yes.
Woo, fufu.
So
what do you call it in Congo?
Fufu.
Fufu in Congo is called.
Yes.
Okay, my language muru.
Muru.
Yeah, I don't know what your language.
Yes. Fufu.
Fufu. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have some fufu after.
Yes.
Okay, bon.
Okay. So my name is Benj Kinenga, Benj Kinenga. So I'm from Congo Kinshasa. I've born in Kinshasa, and all my background is fine arts from high school, bachelor degree, master degree. So I'm here based in US as an artist, as a educator, and I try to spread out African culture and the proud for being Africans. Donc, je disais que mon nom est Benj Kinenga. Je suis né à Kinshasa, grandi là-bas. J'ai fait mes études aux Beaux-Arts. J'ai fait le Beaux-Arts depuis les humanités et la licence. J'ai une licence en art et j'ai un master en art aussi. Alors, depuis que j'étais petit, mes intérêts se sont tournés vers l'art. Alors, je pense que tout enfant, tout être, on a la facilité de nous exprimer à travers les lignes. Et c'est quelque chose que j'ai gardé avec sincérité et honnêteté, ce qui fait de moi un artiste, et je me connecte facilement parce que on ressent le premier moyen de s'exprimer. Parce qu'il y a aucun enfant apprend à non, nous apprenons à écrire, mais nous n'apprenons pas à dessiner. Le premier dessin abstrait.
So we say that in English. So we don't we learn how to write, but we don't learn how to draw or to.
Yes, we don't learn how to make lines.
Make lines.
Yes,
okay.
Make lines is the expression. But
okay.
Writings, we are using lines for writing.
Okay.
You know,
I got it.
Yes, it's the same thing.
Okay.
So people decide to make some rules.
Yes.
About communication. We create scripture. That's why we use it. But we're born with that expression for using lines.
For you, okay.
So that lines make arts, because the first step of making painting is line. Lines is the basic things you have to masterize if you need to learn how to paint, how to draw, or art. It's the same with writing. Lines, music, lines. So everything is based on lines.
That's good. Yeah.
You know,
the base, the foundation is already in our writing.
The chronology is about lines.
Okay.
Yes. So that is the first thing. So my mom said, I never learned how to write because my observation was high. And I was just look at what is this, and I try to to follow, to
Mhm.
reproduce.
Mhm. So
Then-
you just mentioned something. I want to talk about your parents,
yes.
and I see a question there from our sister Sanu. I'm gonna call you and get your name right. Sorry about that. Tanda.
Mm.
She's our guest next week, but
Okay.
she's an artist. She's a author of
Okay.
her books.
Mm.
But and I think that I understand where this question comes from, because how were your parents supportive of your being an artist? Because we have that very strict African mentality:
Mhm.
doctor,
Yes.
lawyer, directeur général, directrice,
C'est
the
ça.
teacher.
Ouais.
But artist? Are you gonna make? So how were your parents, and were they very supportive of that?
He was like, I can say it was opposite. I try to answer this question in French because many African who is in the continent speaking French can be helpful.
Yeah.
C'était une bataille pour moi
Mm-hmm.
de convaincre mes parents.
Okay.
J'ai eu la chance d'avoir des parents qui sont des éducateurs. Mon père a étudié la psychologie, ma mère, elle est encore directrice, elle exerce, elle a plus de 30 ans à l'école maternelle. Alors, donc, j'avais la facilité d'être encadré dans l'expression, l'écriture, le dessin. Parce que au lieu d'aller jouer dehors, j'ai passé mon temps dans ma chambre.
Tu ne joues pas le football avec tes amis?
Je jouais, mais très rarement.
Ok.
Oui. Alors, quand j'entrais dans ma chambre, c'était mes dessins, mes papiers, c'est ça mon monde, en fait. J'oubliais tout. Et les gens pouvaient me chercher dehors en train de jouer au foot, tandis que j'étais dans ma chambre. Donc, parce que tous mes amis étaient là en train de jouer au foot. Mais cet enfant, on le voit, peut-être qu'il est là-bas. Alors, mes parents, quand j'étais petit, c'était plus facile parce que j'étais docile. Il suffit d'avoir mes papiers, c'est bon. OK? Et en classe, je ne dérangeais pas beaucoup aussi. Mais mes enseignants me trouvaient un peu... Ils voulaient que je sois comme tous les enfants, mais mes propres amis venaient avec leur cahier pour que je fasse des dessins pour eux. Et un jour, il y avait un maître à l'école primaire qui voulait dessiner un avion. Il a écrit l'avion, il a dessiné. Les enfants disaient que c'est un poisson. Alors il dit, mais qui parmi vous peut mieux dessiner que moi? Et toute la classe a dit, mais c'est Kinenga. Il dit, bon, Kinenga, toi tu peux faire mieux. J'ai dit oui. Ok, viens. Il me donne la craie. Je fais. Et c'est là, et il était très étonné. Mes amis, les enfants du même âge ne s'acceptent pas, mais mes amis ont accepté que je sois leur maître pour la leçon du dessin, et j'avais 8 ans.
Tu avais 8 ans?
Exactement.
Tu étais un enfant?
Oui.
Okay. Okay.
So you can translate it.
No, so no, we're good. So we understand your parents were very supportive of that, and which is rare sometimes within the context.
It was very supportive when I was kids.
Yeah.
But when I have to decide about the major, it's become really complicated.
Now you have to find a career, go down the career and make some money and go into something that people know. And this is not something that makes money easily.
Yes, my dad has the psychology. He wants to play with my mindset, to try to change my goal.
Yeah.
But, I'm proud about who I am. Because my dream was to be an artist. So every time if I look around, I see my artwork.
Yeah,
I'm feeling I'm what I was dreaming to be.
Man,
that's it. So my dad want me to change the major, to find a position in the company, and having a salary.
Yeah,
but for me it was not my life. And
il faut se battre pour ce que vous voulez.
Moi, je me disais que j'ai le minimum d'intelligence, je peux apprendre d'autres choses pour gagner de l'argent, mais je veux être appelé artiste et être artiste.
Comme les gens veulent être appelés docteur, directeur ou directrice, toi, c'est l'artiste. Ok, c'est
Parce
bon.
que je me dis, être artiste, c'est avoir toute sa liberté d'exprimer ce qu'on veut et ce qu'on pense,
Mhm.
sans heurter d'autres personnes, quels que soient les langages que je vais utiliser.
D'accord. Alors, nous allons avancer un peu. Vous avez grandi au Congo.
Oui,
Tu as fait ton bac
ouais.
là-bas. Et
Là-bas.
après le bac, tu es parti en Chine. C'était comment?
Oui,
Tu as
après,
commencé une université ou c'était comment?
oui, j'ai fait le bac. Et après le bac, j'ai commencé l'université
Mhm.
pendant 5 ans.
OK.
Et j'ai été retenu comme professeur assistant. J'ai enseigné pendant 2 ans. Et c'est là que je suis parti en Chine
OK.
pour la spécialisation, le master degree.
OK. Parlez un peu, il faut nous parler un peu de ton temps en Chine. Ouais.
Ouais, c'était très intéressant. C'était très intéressant être en Chine
Ouais.
parce que c'est là que j'ai expérimenté le choc culturel.
Hmm.
Alors, la Chine, c'est un pays construit sur l'histoire et ils ont la base sur leur culture.
Hmm.
C'est là que j'ai compris qu'est-ce qu'est la modernisation. La modernisation, c'est le fait de se baser, de trouver son identité et de se décider c'est ce qui marche avec cette identité dans la réalité actuelle. C'est ça la chose la plus importante. Ce n'est pas être suiviste, ce n'est pas copier une culture, parce qu'on ne copie pas la culture. La culture, c'est comme la langue.
Hmm.
Et j'apprécie cette émission parce que nous sommes en français et anglais
Ouais.
et on peut parler n'importe quelle langue que nous pouvons parler.
Mhm.
Donc, les langues sont égales
Mhm.
et les cultures aussi. C'est au même niveau. Il n'y a pas une culture qui est plus supérieure qu'une autre. Alors, ça dépend de la prédominance de là où vous êtes et de l'utilisation de la chose. Alors, en Chine, j'ai compris que je dois me baser, donc je suis Benj Kinenga quand je repose sur mon identité.
Hmm.
Et mon identité n'est pas seulement liée à mon nom, c'est toute cette lignée
Hmm.
que je représente. Ça veut dire, il y a, je suis un descendant d'un monsieur qui a vécu pendant les années 30. Donc, je suis un descendant d'un monsieur qui a vécu durant la préhistoire. On ne remonte pas jusqu'à là. On pense que l'Afrique, c'est après la colonisation ou l'indépendance.
Hmm.
Mais l'Afrique est le berceau de l'humanité.
Hmm.
Alors, mes ancêtres ont vécu durant la préhistoire. Je suis leur descendant.
Hmm.
Alors, je dois garder ces fondements culturels de ces descendants.
Mais c'est bien parce que parfois,
Ouais.
quand on parle de l'Afrique, on pense que tout a commencé avec la colonisation.
Non.
Mais il y avait une histoire avant la colonisation. C'est parfois quand je dis aux
Ouais.
Africains qui viennent aux États-Unis,
Ouais.
ta vie n'a pas commencé
Aux
quand tu
États-Unis.
es arrivé aux États-Unis.
Exactement.
Tu avais une vie avant
Ouais.
ton arrivée. Malgré que peut-être c'était difficile, tu étais dans un camp de réfugiés ou n'importe où, tu vivais avant, avant de venir aux États-Unis ou aller en Europe. OK. Bon, de Chine, est-ce que
Ouais.
vous êtes parti au Congo? Comment on va parler un peu comment vous êtes arrivé ici aux États-Unis et tout
Ouais.
ça.
Ouais. Et en Chine, j'ai appris tout ce qui est modernisation culturelle.
Mhm.
J'ai appris à maîtriser mon médium, mon outil, la peinture à l'huile. Après avoir reçu un master, je suis rentré au Congo.
Mhm.
Je servis comme chef de département de peinture à l'Académie des Beaux-Arts de Kinshasa.
OK.
Et pendant 2 ans environ, et je me suis décidé de venir
Mhm.
élever mes enfants aux États-Unis.
OK.
Donc,
Et vous êtes marié, vous avez 2 filles, c'est ça?
ouais, j'ai 2
Ils ont
filles.
quel âge?
Et 3 ans et 9 mois.
Ouais. Tout à l'heure, il était avec son bébé et tout ça.
Ouais.
C'est bien.
Ouais.
All right. So you came to the US.
Mm.
How long have you been in the United States?
3 years.
3 years now.
Yeah,
So were you speaking English before you came, learning, or did you start learning it here or in China?
Yes, I started learning when I was back home. You
Okay.
know, when I was in the college
Okay.
license, I tried to to learn English for business, but I didn't have enough people to practice. And when I've been in China, I prioritize Chinese.
Yeah. So you speak
So,
Chinese?
Yes, I speak
Why
Chinese.
don't you say a few words? Because I hope somebody speaks Chinese either within the community.
Yes.
Just say a few words in case we have some Chinese speakers. You know, just a hello, who you are again, and you know,
Yes.
just a, yeah.
大家好，我叫本奇，来自康古金。本奇是我的中文名字，是 Benj Kinenga，我真的名字。所以现在我在美国达拉斯，但是我的好朋友都我们在说一下说话，我的绘画画画。
I like that.
Thank you.
And we're just all about languages
Yes,
here
so-
because language, like you said, language is connected directly to culture.
Yes.
And that's the one thing we talk about the African think tank with our cultural bridges. You know, how can we incorporate language? Because once you kill a language or a language disappears, the identity of those after them disappear as well.
Exactly.
Because there's words. That's why I say, you know, say some words that, you know, speak in French, because there's words that are so deep that the English can't cover. And even your own language.
Exactly.
Is it lobe a lobe?
Yes, lobi, lobi.
Lobe a lobe?
Yes.
We're going to
Yes.
get into that. And
Okay,
what that's
okay.
that's
Yeah.
Lingala?
Lingala.
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 We're going to get into a little bit. So that's what, 4? Chinese, English, French, Lingala. What else you speak?
Now I'm trying to learn some Kikongo words.
Kinenga, okay.
Yes, and because I need to be focused on the Kikongo culture, like Congo culture.
Yeah.
Because the language is Kikongo.
Yes.
Ki is to belong.
Yeah.
Yes, Congo is the Congo kingdom.
Ki is to belong,
Yes.
and then Congo is a kingdom.
Yes, Congo was
So-
the kingdom.
okay.
Because Congo was the name for the planet. According to the mythology,
Okay.
somebody came from another planet to
Yeah.
create the Congo culture.
Okay.
Yes. So
Let me tell you guys,
Yeah.
I remember, so this is my second time in this studio, and as the first time I was walking around, I was looking at some books. I'm looking at like, these are not art books. These are history. He had history books, because you have history books here.
Yes.
Because you're taking the history
Yes.
and painting that into the picture. So when you're painting something, as I understand, you need to understand the history of the culture in which
Yeah.
you're trying to manifest into a painting. Am I
Yes.
saying that correctly?
Yes, because
Yeah.
every time,
Yeah.
everywhere we are, we need to identify ourselves. I don't know if I'm saying like that.
No.
Because people have to recognize you from who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Most of the time when I talk to people, I ask them, what is the meaning of your name?
Was it? Yeah.
Most of they just say, oh, it's just a name.
It's not just a name. Yeah.
Yes, no, just a name. Because in Congo culture, human being has 4 parts.
Okay. So speak it. Speak loud so they can hear.
So,
So
yes.
4 parts. Yeah.
Four parts.
Okay.
The first is the first is the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
The second is the shadow.
Okay.
The shadow we consider like the yosu.
Okay.
Okay, and we have the body, just the body,
The body. Okay.
and we have the name. So the name is deeply connected to you. That's why even you're deeply sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
somebody calls you, you wake up.
Okay.
You can because it's something like that.
Yeah.
So your name is really powerful. People who use witchcraft, voodoo, they can just go doing that things and you
Yeah.
write your name
Yeah.
or spell your name.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
because your name is a part of your ID.
Mm-hmm.
You need to understand the meaning of your name to identify yourself. That's why people who are initiated to something secret secret society or something like the initiation, they give them the new name. So when you go to baptize to the Catholic or
Mhm.
something, they give you a new name.
Yeah.
So because the name is the new ID you need to have,
Mhm.
stick on you, make you powerful.
So we have the name, said the shadow,
Yes, the shadow is the soul. So you
Okay.
can just say spirit,
Okay, spirit.
soul,
Okay.
and
Soul.
body and
Okay.
name.
Name. Okay. And that's why when you say I not only paint a person, I also paint the
Personality.
personality when you're
So
doing
yes,
portraits.
yes,
Yes.
the personality is your soul and your spirit.
Okay. So this is a personality right here. Can I say that?
Yes.
What? Let's get into the paintings because what I love about Benj is he's I could call him philosopher, history artist. There is so when you're speaking to him about each of his paintings, yeah, you can point out the animals and the colors, but he's going to tell you the history and why people are looking in this direction, how it's connected to this culture or this kind of way of thinking, and that has been uh, great. That the art is coming to life. He brings it to life. So why don't we talk about this painting here? And while you're turning your head, make sure we can speak loud enough. So speak a little
Yes,
bit about
yes.
what's behind us.
I can just see the screen
Okay, yeah, you can
because
see the screen and point
yeah.
out above. Yeah,
So you can see the green color is the
okay.
nature.
Yeah,
We have the red one.
red.
Yes, the red is victory, patient, or something.
So red is victory,
Is patient.
patient.
Yes,
Okay.
because something about love, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yes, love, passion.
Love is patient.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
We use
Yeah.
red,
Yeah.
and the red is fire too,
Mm-hmm.
because in Congo culture there is three main color.
Okay.
No,
Three,
four
main
main
colors.
because the perfect number of Congo culture is four.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because we have four parts as a human being, but we have a cosmogram.
Okay.
So to understand the spirituality of Congo culture, you have to understand the cosmogram.
Okay.
As cosmogram, we call Dikenga. It sounds
Kinenga.
yes, it sounds like Kinenga.
Okay.
Yes, because yes, Dikenga is the cosmogram. That cosmogram is the it's represented by a circle and a cross.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Well, yeah.
yes.
Okay.
That's why when the Christian came to Congo, it was a easy connection, and even the king was converted to a Catholic.
Okay.
You know, because
Catholic. Yeah.
yes, there is the same understanding of the spirituality and
Okay.
the religion.
Right.
So that is the composition I made.
Yeah.
We have this connection,
Yep.
and we have that.
Oh. So you have the vertical
Yes.
and the horizontal.
Yes.
Okay.
So
That's,
this is how we are. So we are grounded on the this is the land we are grounded here. Under has ancestors.
I like
So
that.
above us to the top, where the ladies look up, is
Yeah.
light. Light is coming by the sun. The sun is the only thing in the universe who can be a representation of God.
Okay.
God is not the sun.
Yeah.
God is mystery. But the sun can be the representation of God. Because when we observe the sun, we have energy, we have life, we have everything. So we the rain coming by sun. When sun we have that all things coming. So the sun is the main things. So God can be the main thing like the sun. Because we have to refer God is light, but in the same time it's night. Because when we go to one time go to sunset, it doesn't mean the sun sleeping or you know it's still shining but in the different parts.
Yes.
So
Yeah. I got you.
yes, it means like we need to be connected to the sun, to the light, to God.
Yep.
In the same time, we need to be grounded to our culture.
To our culture. Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
because ancestors always down. And we are connected. We need to respect the animals and to respect the nature because we have weather here. Small reef. So this is the understand the meaning of the Dikinga cross.
Yeah. I should have you bring
That's-
a picture of that. But
so
that storyline behind that.
yes,
Wow.
that is the foundation of like every business I'm doing right now.
Okay.
And this is the understanding of Africans.
Okay.
So if you go to the Egyptian culture, was the same. Because I asked my dad, he said, Pendebi, because my tribe is Pende. Pende people came from Egypt.
Bende people came from Egypt.
Yes,
Okay,
you
gotcha.
ask for Congolese people, they will say Congo people came from Egypt.
Okay.
Yes, because this story became to the center of Africa with Tanganyika lakes and people. We go up and go down, and all Africa is like right now. The map of Africa is represented upside down.
Okay.
In Kikongo,
Yeah.
Zulu means the sky.
So Zulu in Kikongo, which is language, means the sky.
Yes.
Okay.
And we know there are people in South Africa, they are Zulu, and they call themselves the citizen of sky.
Okay.
So it means we have all the same culture. That's why I define myself as an African, not the actual African, but a Congolese. That's why I say I'm from Congo with K.
Okay.
Because the Congolese kingdom, I'm not Congo with C. It's the Congo right region on Portuguese and stick on my country.
You're recapturing the history.
Yes.
All right. You have another painting. Let's bring it up here. Let's set it right here. Et ça, tu vas nous expliquer en français. Je peux. Est-ce qu'on peut se lever ça un peu? Que les gens voient. Let's do this. Oh. Ok. Ouais, c'est bon. Alors, nous expliquer ça cette fois-ci en français à haute voix aussi, s'il te plaît.
Ouais, ça c'est. Je pense que c'est Sister Congo, les titres. Alors, Sister, c'est la sœur. La sœur Congo. Voilà pourquoi elle a le petit chapeau tenu comme les sœurs catholiques. Alors, la sœur est à côté du léopard. Et le léopard, c'est le symbole du Congo. Les léopards, c'est un animal très discret. Il est très majestueux dans la forêt. Parce que nous appelons à tort le lion comme le roi de la forêt. Parce que le lion est le roi de la savane. Mais les léopards, il peut grimper. Les léopards contrôlent presque tout. Mais il aime être calme dans ce monde. C'est ces attributs que j'aime. Alors, Congo, dans les temps, est résumé comme un dompteur de léopards. Et aujourd'hui, en Afrique, quand vous allez en Afrique australe, il y a des gens qui domptent les hyènes. Donc, ça veut dire dans les temps, les Africains domptaient les animaux sauvages. Et aujourd'hui, on a perdu toutes les bases culturelles et nous sommes perdus, même dans la spiritualité et dans notre identité. Aujourd'hui, on mange McDo, on mange pizza, on mange tout ça. C'est une culture qu'on adopte, mais cela ne nous définit pas. Alors, pour être soi, il faut être connecté, il faut être dans des bases. Et la sœur Congo s'est assise sur une sculpture, une œuvre d'art africaine. Alors, aujourd'hui, la culture, c'est un concept qui avance. Déjà, la culture a commencé, même quand on prend les concepts, pour mieux comprendre la culture, on se réfère à l'agriculture. Et l'agriculture, c'est le fait de semer la graine. Avant même de semer la graine, on prépare la terre pour recevoir cette graine-là, afin que l'objectif, c'est d'avoir le fruit. Mais on prépare la terre pour semer la graine, pour arroser, jusqu'à avoir des fruits. Ça veut dire que la culture, quand on parle de la culture africaine, on doit penser à repréparer cette terre africaine pour y planter les graines. Ça veut dire nos mentalités chez nos enfants, afin que nos enfants donnent des fruits. On doit viser le fruit, on doit définir un Africain de 30 ans, comment est-ce qu'il doit être. quels sont les éléments dont il doit être capable d'exécuter. Alors, c'est en ayant ces canevas qu'on va se décider quelles sont les étapes pour atteindre cet objectif que nous projetons. Alors, aujourd'hui, tout le monde dit, voilà, bon, l'Afrique, on a eu ceci, il y a eu l'esclavage, il y a eu. Bon, nous sommes en train de reconstituer. OK? On reconstitue le tout, mais on ne reste pas dans le passé. On doit être présent. C'est là qu'on parle de lobby à lobby.
Okay.
Parce que en Lingala,
So we're gonna do this lobby à lobby. I will have him explain it in French, and then we're gonna go that through English because the concept of it is very important, really, in what he's trying to do around his artwork. Because you're looking to do an exposition. Here, so you did one already. So I'm going to speak to you a little bit, and then we're going to talk about about your future as far as expositions and things that you're doing. So let's look at lobby à lobby.
Yes.
Okay.
So in Lingala, lobby. So the day before and the day after is lobby.
Okay.
Yes. But you understand the context of lobby in the sentence. So if I say lobby na yakite, so it's about the verb. So if you use the verb in the past, we understand the lobby of yesterday. If you use the verb in the future, we understand the lobby you are talking about is about tomorrow. So to develop Africa right now, we need lobby a lobby concept, mindset, lobby a lobby mindset. It means yesterday of tomorrow or tomorrow of yesterday, but actually it's tomorrow of yesterday. Tomorrow, yesterday is today. What was happening yesterday? Yesterday, we were powerful. We was able to handle every situation. So even you read the Bible, the most powerful country was Egypt, and everything began in Africa. So this is yesterday. What about tomorrow? We're still talking about yesterday, today. Okay, but if we think about tomorrow of yesterday, so tomorrow of yesterday is today. So if we need to change Africa, the future of Africa is today.
It's the now, it's in the moment.
Is right now, is the present time.
The present time.
So we need to set up, decide, and do what we're supposed to do to change things because the future is just an illusion. We never eat the future because what we call future is the present.
Yeah, I get it.
Yes,
I get it. Yeah.
So tomorrow is the future because we are today. But when we become tomorrow become the present. So we have you can plan 2026 as a present time and facing this because you are really sure he's the present. And the present means gift. So you have to enjoy that time.
So it's taking the opportunities as they come, living in the present, taking life as a gift, every opportunity, because you don't know what you plan for the future, which is a smart thing to do, but you're not sure you'll be part of it. But what everything you do today is part of the future in a way.
Exactly.
So I think we went from art to philosophy. But again, like I said, that's one of the things Benj is, he builds those storylines into the work he does. And so when you're having a conversation with him, a painting is just not a painting on the wall. So I want to ask you more. We've covered kind of the historical, the philosophy behind what you do. Can you speak to what you're practically doing with your art because you're working a full-time job
Mhm.
presently
Yes.
because you have to care for your family and your needs, but your long-term goals that you're doing preparing now is to be an artist
Yes.
full-time,
Full time.
which is a battle
Yes, I know.
that you know already.
Yes. Yes.
So tell us what you've had an exposition and you have something coming up. Tell us a little bit about the art world that you're finding about here in the US.
Yes, I know. Right now it's a little bit tricky, but I will find out because I define myself in two ways. We always have job. Okay, your job is something you need to learn the skills can help you make money, but your work is something you are gifted. So you have born to do that thing. So I have born to be an artist. Next time we will talk about the meaning of Kinenga, my name, and
Kinenga.
I discover later.
Okay, we may talk
Yes.
about that. We got about 15 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So I have one exhibition I'm planning. The title is "For Make One." I will explaining
So
deeply.
four make one.
Yes.
Okay.
It's for
Yeah.
make one. So
Okay.
I'm talking about the four parts of Dikenga
Mhm.
who make one thing, your life.
Mhm.
Because the Dikenga start by rising up and you eat the maturity and you go to the elderhood and you dead, you become ancestors and you reborn again. So it's the four step of life.
Mhm.
So it's like mm, yes, life. You born. It's about season. It's about every step of life because when you rise up, you didn't figure out what you have to face in.
Mhm.
But the second time we call Tukula in Congo because the first step is Kala, the second one is Tukula, the the third time is Luvemba, and the fourth one is Musoni. So in that circle is divided by two, the
Mhm.
physical world and the spiritual world. The
Mhm.
spiritual world is the world of some people say death, but
Mhm.
it's ancestral world because it's grounded under. And if you were good, you can be reincarnate for people who talk about reincarnation.
Reincarnation.
Yes,
Okay.
but actually we are talking about spiral, you know.
Mhm.
It's you it's not a circle but you
It's
are
a spiral,
yeah spiral. So
not a
you
circle. Yeah.
you came from here, you go, but you need to, if you eat something here,
Mhm.
you learn from that. Okay,
Okay.
you continue your time, next time you change, you go over. So it's make big and big and bigger. It's
So
become the spiral.
okay.
So
All right.
about that philosophy, I want to say what I want to say about lobby a lobby.
Mhm.
So today we need to learn from the past
Mhm.
and don't we cannot do again the same mistakes
Mhm.
as we did.
Yeah.
So we decided about how Africa,
Mhm.
how Africa can be modernized,
Yeah.
and we have to don't be to the same circle.
Yeah. Because if
We
I
have to
got
create
it.
this
The
the
spiral. So, because if you circle, you're just going around in the
Around,
same
yes.
situation. But if you're spiral, you start here, you go. When you
Yes.
come back around, you're a little bit higher.
Yes.
You come back around, you're a little bit higher. You come
Exactly.
back around.
So that's why
Okay.
we need to modernize our mindset
Yeah, change our
and
think. Yeah.
be stick on which we are,
Okay.
our identity,
Yeah.
grounded on Africa,
Yeah.
and try to make the future of Africa.
Woof.
And that future must be our present time. So if I design a
Yeah.
shirt
Yeah.
about the future,
Uh-huh.
I have to be able to make that shirt uh, like to materialize that,
Mhm.
to make
make it, bring
yes,
it into
yes,
existence.
yes,
Yeah.
to bring to existence.
So I'm gonna tie all that into your time with the African think tank because we could
Yes.
talk. There's so many paintings around here. What I'm looking at, and then he does portraits. He's gonna have expositions. So you can contact him. He'll do a portrait, and all that stuff. But you got to connect with the African think tank. So as you were talking about
Mhm.
the circle versus us being a spiral and growing
Yes.
bigger, I mean that's what and take the African think tank is about. We're not,
Mhm.
we don't want to be doing the same things over and
Exactly.
over as other organizations and repeating the same. That's where a think tank.
Yes.
Sorry, because we want to be a spiral
Hmm.
that we've reached something, we come around, we reach something higher, we reach
Yes.
something higher, and we grow
Yes.
as an organization. So how did you get connected with the African think tank? The number one,
Yes.
and then brought in to share a little bit about your art. How did that come about?
So for me, it's like I don't trust for random things.
Yeah.
Because as an African, I think everything is connected.
Yeah, there's a purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was talking with Sidoni,
Mhm.
who was in the gala from, I didn't remember the name, but it was organized by Christian Siri.
Mhm.
Yes, de la Côte
Oh
d'Ivoire.
yeah,
Ouais,
du Côte d'Ivoire,
ouais, ouais,
Christian.
ouais, ouais,
Ok.
Christian.
Ouais.
Donc nous étions avec lui.
Ouais.
J'ai amené des œuvres pour un collecte de fonds qu'il voulait faire pour les enfants africains. Et c'est là que j'ai rencontré Sidonie, qui m'a invité à African Think Tank.
Yeah.
Et je suis venu pour apporter.
How was your experience with the think tank?
Yes, it's really good because I'm feeling like I'm not in the US. When I go to think tank, I'm feeling I go back to the mainland. I'm connected
To motherland right there.
yes. So it's we are building family, and I like the motto together we try. So we need to grow together, to support each other, and to build Africa.
Yeah.
So I like, because the African think tank, it's a growth mindset.
Yeah, we have a growth. Yep, that's why we have our growth mindset. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's something everybody have to be in. African think tank need artists, need entrepreneurs, need everybody.
Yeah. So what would you say to encourage young people who've been through your journey? Because you talk also, one of the things we do at the think tank is talk a lot about mentorship. We really want to be a platform for people to be mentored, both professionally, both spiritually, both mentally, that people are looking for individuals they can plug into. So as an artist who's gone through this journey, so one way is would you encourage artists in general, but a young African out there who's walking this journey of wanting to be an artist, but people are telling her, no, il faut aller travailler, il faut pas oublier ces choses des enfants. What would you tell them to do? What was that thing that encouraged you to continue despite some of the pushback from parents and people?
Recently, I was checking my phone, and I've seen one job. They're hiring for an artist, but in like they are looking for art therapies. So they create a studio, and they need the artist to work with people who are sick, to help them to avoid, to look at the world different. Because my studio is my my main room. Every day, if I wake up, I have to come inside. Before going to bed, I have to come inside to see and check what I'm doing, because I'm feeling myself out of everything. So if if you are gifted, you are talented for doing something, not only art, even cooking or something else, you need to dream about that. Because remember, your dream must be in the present time. So the vision must be clear. It's like you are feeling starving and you need to eat. You don't wait for tomorrow. So you start looking for food right now. That's why I say, but the time you have the food ready is the future, actually. but the decision for looking food is the present time, is now.
Mm.
So you have to continue to stick on your dream and hope you'll find a way to be the man you are dreaming to be.
Mhm.
So uh, there is no formula, because my supervisor when I was in master degree, he always said, "You already an artist.
Mhm.
You are talented, and you masterize your technique.
Mhm.
But you need one thing: to be in the right time, in the right moment.
Mhm.
So to be in that part, you need to find the supportive people
Mhm.
around you. So the role of community is very important. So you need to be connected to people who support you
Mhm.
and continue in your journey
Mhm.
to be what you need,
Mhm.
what you think you can be.
So you'd already prepared
Yes,
by pursuing your talent,
yes,
and without preparation, when it meets the right people in the right time,
yes,
then when it comes together, so you keep working on your talent, you're starting to meet the right people, and just waiting for the right opportunity to come into place.
yes. So
And so,
me,
yeah.
for example, me, I have a family to take care.
Hmm.
But when I have free time,
Hmm.
I paint
Hmm.
because I know one day I can meet people who can like have my artwork and
Hmm.
things can change,
Hmm.
because I still keep that thing in mind. I am an artist.
Hmm.
Even I like my job, I'm doing
Hmm.
good, and I'm still an artist. I
Hmm.
born as an artist.
Hmm. So they can't pay you enough to give up that dream at your job. If that
Yeah.
job came to you and said, "Hey, we want to take you down a career route," what would you say to that? Would you pursue it and then leave if this were to go, or say, that's with all the responsibilities?
It's you
It's a
know
tough question, tough situation.
yes, but I've met people. I've met retired people. They are looking something to do
Mm,
in the retirement.
mm,
I'm lucky to be a painter
mm,
because nobody can stop me.
mm.
Even I retire today, I can continue to paint.
Yeah.
So I always have choice to be full-time artist now, or to learn to the business something else.
Hmm.
When I stop, I say, oh, okay, it's 50. I early retire and I can start my career.
Okay.
And that time,
Yeah.
I always like to have many options
Mm,
to play with that.
mhm.
So I don't need to depend for something, because I always talk to my wife. I can go and being fired, but nobody can fire me from my studio.
Nobody can fire you from your studio, from your
Yeah,
gift. Take that away, right?
yes. That's why I keep it preciously.
Okay. Well, we're getting close to the end. We have about 7 minutes. So if you have a question, this would be a good time to ask that question as we close up. But I want to give you some time to tell us a story about your name. I think that's something that you're passionate about.
Okay, okay.
So I'd like to hear that. I'm sure. So share with the
Yes,
audience.
my name. I have too many, because from my tribe, asked my dad. He said Kinenga is somebody who is patient, who masterizes his emotion.
That's why you have the red patience.
Yes, like that.
Patience.
And in Kikongo, Kinenga is somebody who become the guide of the community. It's somebody who already uh, faced the four steps of the Dikenga,
Mhm.
because it's Dikenga, Dik Kenga, and Kinenga. You have the same thing.
Mhm.
It means harmony.
Mhm.
Dikenga is the map to be in the harmony.
Mhm.
So you born and you learn how to masterize skills,
Mhm.
and you use that skills for your community and living the harmony with humans
Mhm.
and with spirits,
Mhm.
gods, ancestors, and each other.
Okay.
That's the map
Yeah.
we call Dikenga.
Yeah.
So Kinenga is somebody who already make
Yeah.
That's
Share with them. I've heard it. So
zero
I
point-
look
and
them in
then
the eye and let's
and
get
then
into that.
because
Yeah.
we have the color period. You born, you rise, you learn. When you masterize, you get the maturity. It's the Tukula period. It is that period is the trial of fire. So you are facing things in your life. Don't be disappointed, because if you need to, like people who have a great destiny,
Mhm.
have to be in the trial of fire. So Kinenga is somebody who already faced the trial of fire
Mhm.
and going to the harmony with the nature
Mhm.
and try to keep to guide the community, because he understands the purpose of life and gets ready to go to the spiritual world of and ancestors to be an ancestor.
Mhm.
But we always talk about ancestors. We have two type of ancestors.
Mhm.
We have uh, uh, good ancestors and bad uh, ancestors.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and bad ancestor we call it kuyu. Good ancestors we call it kulu. So only good ancestors go to that kingdom,
Mhm.
spiritual kingdom.
Yeah.
So bad ancestors just go around and become the bad spirit who
Yeah.
attack people. This is the Congolese understanding of world.
Okay.
So as Kinenga,
Uh-huh.
I have that responsibility to guide people to every steps of the Kinga. So people who are
To be a
facing,
mentor.
yes,
Yeah.
people who are facing, who is in the trial of fire, I try to guide them. I try to guide them to keep harmony.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm still working. I'm still using colors, create harmony to express myself and guide people. You know,
Mhm.
so that is my purpose. So I make art by purpose, but I discovered later my name has a good meaning about
So
what I
you
am.
didn't, as when you began this journey, you didn't know that you were living out your name.
Exactly.
That was given
Yeah,
long before you came, or
exactly.
was given because of your history.
Yes.
Because I was names of some ancestors
Yes.
that were then passed down and
Yes.
given to you,
Mhm.
for which you use that talent and which you move forward to encourage others.
Yes.
So
So
continued. It's not
exactly.
necessarily a continued spiral.
So
Yeah.
right now, I think I have a mission.
You have a mission. Okay.
My mission is to connect with Africa
Mhm.
around culture,
Okay.
around arts,
Yeah.
around artwork.
Okay.
So that's why I don't need to stick on something present or to be stick on Congo.
Mhm.
I'm always shift about Africa,
Mhm.
all the world, and Congo, because Congo is the way I'm standing. This is the foundation.
The roots, your
Yes,
roots. Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is the word I'm
Roots. Yeah.
looking for. This is the roots. So,
Yeah.
and I'm connected to the root, because the root is underground. It's
Mhm.
connected to ancestors. Okay,
Yes,
and
flow. Yeah.
the same shape, like actually. So when you observe branches of the tree and the root is the same, the root is connected to ancestors,
Yeah.
and the branches and leaves is connected to the sky, to the spirit. So God always above and ancestors always grounded. So we need to find that roots
Yeah.
to identify ourselves.
This is philosophy 101. Everybody, no, I appreciate, brother.
Yes,
Man,
it was
so
good.
I think we got a minute here. We have more questions, so we're gonna close up. Um, I think the think tank, African think tank. That's why I lead these talks. Is to
Mhm.
you've been involved as a panelist.
Yes.
You've involved in some of the mixers.
Mhm.
You bring you bring a talent that is connected to the cultural history of the continent and to people.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Mhm.
Your paintings have a story. And so interesting that I love is that like I said, the books he has, if you wouldn't necessarily think, why is he reading this book on philosophy? There's a book on history. This book on on things that are not always art related, because there's a historical component to this. There's a philosophical component as you line things up. There's a dimension component to it, and so that's powerful. And so when you see his art, or you are looking to purchase his art, because you ways have to do
yes,
that.
actually, I need to work with African authors.
Authors,
Okay?
African authors.
African we need a book cover,
Yeah.
and I can design a artwork special. It's something I can bring connected.
Yeah.
Yes, and everything can be made by Africans.
And portraits as well.
Yes.
So this is somebody you know.
Yes.
Who's this?
My wife.
Your wife. Let's make sure we say
Yes.
that. There's a picture of your daughter.
Yes.
Right there. Do you know any of these lions? And no, you have any connections to them? Oh, thank you. We're gonna end this here, because we're gonna go eat some fufu and everything.
Yes.
But again, I want to thank everybody who jumped on to another episode of TATT Talks. Next week we're gonna be back on a Thursday schedule. We have an author who will be presenting her book and her journey of being an artist, which is very inspirational. So please jump on that. I thank again Monsieur Kinenga.
Yes,
J'apprécie ton temps. Je vais te donner le dernier mot. Vous faites ça en français. Nous allons laisser nos spectateurs.
Ok, je vous remercie tous pour votre présence. Nous sommes là. Contactez-moi, votre frère. Mes services seront à votre disposition. Ce n'est pas seulement à propos d'argent. C'est à propos de relever notre culture, donner de la valeur encore à notre culture. Alors, even you are everywhere you are in US, Diaspora, I'm your brother. If you have a project, just call me, send me an email. We can start working. It's not only always about money. It's about being proud of who we are as an African, as a people. We need to contribute. So you have books. I can illustrate that books. I can paint, and I can give idea. So we need to start building African today. So remember, lobby.
So some of these, these paintings are awesome. Can you grab that one of your daughter real quick?
Okay, yeah.
Let's show that one here. Just show people you've seen this. This is a portrait. Let's hold it up to there.
Yeah.
So you can see his work. We're gonna close up.
It's small size,
Small. You can do small size. We got this one right here. That's him. If you're looking for a portrait, that's a nice one. All right, and you work. And you gotta. I think that's one of that. You've done that one too, right?
Not yet.
No, okay, not yet. So you're working on that.
That one is I'm still working on that. So
back. Ooh. Okay. We are done. We'll put his website, because you can see all of his work on the website. And please reach out to Benj Kinenga.
Yes.
Okay. Merci, mon frère. Prochainement. Okay.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Au revoir. This is good.
Yeah.
Woo! Look at this. Go out there. How about that?